The angle. We're now joined by two New Yorkers, Joe Germanotta, who's a New York City restaurant owner and Lady Gaga's dad, and Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, who represents parts of New York City. Joe, let's start with you. How will Mamdani impact your business and the city in general?
It's a nightmare. I lost sleep over it last night. I couldn't even watch the results come in. I got so nervous and upset because I know where he's going. We endured all COVID, right? For the past 6 years, it's been a mess, and it's just starting to come back, right? And now this happened, and I think we're going to take a good 10 yards penalty. How's that?
Congresswoman, socialist with a smile turned very angry last night. He was angry in victory, which is kind of surprising. I think Van Jones's comments were right on point.
Look, New Yorkers are going to learn the hard way what socialism is. It's communism light. My mother fled communist Cuba, and my mother lost her home. And Zohran Mamdani says that we should abolish private property ownership. My mother's father's gas stations were taken away as small businesses. This is a man who wants to have government-run supermarkets. Ration food. He's going to tell people how many loaves of bread we can have in New York City. It is ludicrous, not to mention the public safety concerns that we have. He's going to drive the police out, and he's not going to replace them. And we're already down 7,000 cops in this city. So I'm concerned about public safety, quality of life. He wants to actually legalize prostitution. That's his job creation as economic development for women. It is just outrageous what's going to happen. And it's going to be incumbent upon people like me, the only Republican in our city, and President Trump to hold him accountable, to try to do whatever we can to stop this train from totally running off the rails.
I want to ask you about the filibuster because Republicans want to play by the Queen's rules. Oh, we can't touch the filibuster. We can't touch the filibuster. Can you convince me tonight that the Democrats, the first chance they get, will not abandon the filibuster and drive this country right into the ground?
Well, I've exactly raised that point today, that if we don't do it, that I am concerned that the Democrats will do it. And so we really need to have a more serious discussion about it.
John Thun's got to wake up. I'm sorry, but this is for the future of the country right here. And the rules are great, but when you're up against people who will jettison all those rules and our Constitution, our history, all of it, what are we supposed to do? Literally sitting ducks.
And right now they're trying to extort the president and the Speaker of the House to try to get more things, more concessions, in addition to the $1.5 trillion in spending, just to reopen our government and do the right thing. Remember, they did this knowing that they were going to not pay our military, that they're not going to pay our federal employees, that they were going to have SNAP recipients go hungry, women and children were not going to get the WIC program. They knew that they were going to do this, the Democrats, and they still did it. And now they want to extort the White House to try to reopen our government, to do the right thing, to vote for the same bill, by the way, that they had previously supported 4 times
But
before.
that was calculated. And, Joe, they will inflict maximum pain on regular people while telling the regular people there's going to be a lot of free stuff. You're going to have free rent. Yeah. You're going to stabilize rent. You're going to have free buses. You're going to have free child care. Where are you going to get the money? You're going to run out of billionaires real fast to pay the bills.
The MTA can't run it as it is with what they make, all right? And, let's face it, this guy was a TikTok celebrity, right?
But the young people, Joe, bought it. They bought it lock, stock, and barrel. 18 to 29-year-olds, female voters, college-educated. You know the people who are going to save this city are the working-class people because they turned out most powerfully for someone else.
Yeah. And it was a 50-50 split. And you walk around the city, you can see it in people's faces.
Through the pot smell, through the weed smell, because that's another great aspect of New York City life. Congresswoman, for Republicans who are thinking, okay, this has gone crazy, we have to kind of maybe change our tone, maybe Trump's way isn't the way, what do you say?
Look, I think that the majority of the people just want common sense. And we are the party of common sense. We delivered a secure border. We're deporting the criminals. We delivered the greatest tax cut the middle class, working families, senior citizens have seen. We need to just get that message out there. And the reality is, he's right, only 50% voted against Mamdani. So I feel bad for those of us who have to go along for the ride, this little socialist experiment that we know is a failure. We need to do more to educate people about what socialism is. We need to run ads.
Well, government-run schools aren't helping. Public schools aren't helping. Right? The public schools in New York aren't helping.
Wait until they get on the buses and they're homeless mobile homes. That's what's going to happen.
There's a moment today, or actually it was yesterday on MSNBC when Mamdani was asked about the $30 minimum wage. Let's watch.
Take the $30 minimum wage to the guy who owns the dry cleaner, the woman who owns the nail or hair salon, all these small businesses that you've grown up around and see on your block all the time. Say, I can't afford to pay people $30.
This would be phased in over a longer period of time for small businesses, as is typically done when you're increasing the minimum wage. If we don't want to pay people that, we're going to lose New Yorkers.
We're going to lose New Yorkers, Congresswoman.
Well, for somebody who wants to give away free stuff and talks about affordability, he's actually going to drive up the cost of everything if he does that.
Joe, how does that impact your business? $30 minimum wage.
Oh, I can't afford that. I mean, he's going to do a couple of things. I mean, Trump gave him no tax on tips, my waitresses. Now he's going to tax them. So he's going to take the money back.
So it takes basically nullifies that.
He's going to equalize it, right? So, what am I going to do? I'll have to cut back staff, right? And what happens then? They're not going to have anywhere to go because a couple of restaurateurs, they're going to go out of business. They're just going to say, I can't pay $30 an hour when my rent, and he's not going to freeze my rent. I know that, all right? As a business owner, he's going to freeze housing, right? If he froze my rent, then maybe we'll talk about it.
And what happens, ration?
Drive up the prices. How much would you be charging for a cheeseburger then?
Right.
For the mayor is talking about affordability. All he's going to do is drive up the cost of everything, rent, transportation, whether he thinks he's going to give free buses or not. And obviously, you can't go into a restaurant or a deli without paying a higher price. These things are going to be passed on to people, whether you're a renter or you're a property owner. Property taxes get passed on to you. People in New York are going to learn the hard way. That's the bottom line.
If you've never had to make a payroll, it's kind of hard to understand this stuff, especially if you're not educated properly. Both of you, thank you very much, Congresswoman and Joe. And coming up, what lessons can Republicans now learn from last night?